Hi everybody, it's Misty from Beautiful Ashes. I'm here to talk to you a little bit today as I close out my Being Real series. I've been covering a bunch of different things that I've gone through in my life based on different choices I've made. So I wanted to take a moment to share with you verbally different things that I thought might be of help to you or encourage you along the path you're on. I've covered topics from divorce to remarriage, having a blended family, being a single mom or an unwed mom, adultery, separation. Those are all topics that I've covered throughout my Being Real series. They cover things that I have personally dealt with in my life, and through God's grace and His mercy, He's seen me through them, and I'm very thankful that I have His grace and mercy because without them, those times in my life would have been very difficult to deal with without Him with me. His love has been a great comfort to me during those times when I felt like I had made the worst decision I could ever make. The times I thought that I was alone, and His word and His love would remind me that I was never alone, no matter how dark the path was. He was always there with me. So, if you haven't read any of that series and you find yourself in any of those situations in your life that I just mentioned, I hope you do stop by my blog, Beautiful Ashes, and read those because they were written from my heart to comfort, strengthen, and encourage you, and to remind you that you aren't alone, that there are people that are going through the same thing you are or have gone through the same thing you are. The more willing we are as Christians to talk about the imperfections in our life, the bad choices we've made, and how God has seen us through them with His grace and His mercy, the more encouraging we'll be to others that have been through the same situation or are going through the same situation. I truly believe that being real is the only way that we will reach the world for Christ, is the only way that others will know that we're being honest and true if we share the good, the bad, the ugly, but revealing God's grace and His mercy throughout all of it. I think it's very important that we be real, that we don't hide behind a mask, and that we're honest so that they know that they're not the only ones with bad decisions and consequences that followed them. They're not the only ones that have dealt with multiple marriages or being a single mom or being separated from their spouse for a time. They need to know that Christians make the same mistakes sometimes. We're not perfect. They need to know that we don't think we're better than them because we're human just like they are. And in order to make a difference for the world, this is why I believe in being real. So, if you find yourself in any of those situations, or even situations that I haven't covered, please remember you're not alone. There is someone, there are more than one person that's out there that has gone through or is going through the same situation you are. You're not alone. God sees everything that you're dealing with. He sees your pain. He knows exactly what you need. You just have to reach out to Him and He will lift you up. He will strengthen you because His strength is made perfect in your weakness. Never think that you're alone because the truth is you aren't. He is there by your side. One of my favorite poems is The Footprints in the Sand. He is there, and sometimes we feel like we're alone, and when we look back, we think, Lord, where were you? And really, He was carrying us through it. I can say that I have seen that throughout my life more times than I ever thought, but looking back, I see it. So I would encourage you to pray and ask the Lord to bring someone into your life that has been or is going through the same situation you are. We are strengthened when other Christians come alongside us and encourage us. When we have someone who understands where we are or where we've been, it strengthens us and encourages us. If you know someone that's going through a situation that you don't understand or that you've never personally been through, pray for them. Let them know that you love them, because God doesn't call us to judge them, because we don't know how we would handle the situation that they're going through. Their life is not ours, and we need to be careful and remember that they may have handled things differently that we had in our lives that we didn't handle right, and we don't know how we would handle their life. God has given us each a unique life, unique gifts. Our paths are different, but we're not here to walk them alone. He walks them with us, and we need to look to Him for strength no matter what we're facing. My prayer is that through my Being Real series that you see that there are Christians that go through the very same things you may have been through. There are Christians that are willing to let you know that you're not alone in struggling with decisions that quote unquote Christians shouldn't deal with or don't deal with. The truth is, there are, and we need to be willing to be real and take the mask off and show the world that we make mistakes, but that we have a God who's bigger than our mistakes. We have a God who gives us grace and mercy for each and every day, grace and mercy that's new every morning, that His love covers a multitude of sins. Jesus' blood that He shed on the cross is why we have that grace and mercy. That is why we have forgiveness. Because Jesus was willing to die on the cross to save all mankind from themselves, all mankind from the sins that they committed yesterday, today, and even those in the future. Does that mean we should become complacent and just make different decisions every day? No, we should always look to the Lord for the strength to make the decisions that go along with His Word, to make the decisions that He would have us to make to keep us on the path He designed for us. Because God planned our paths out, but we have to look to Him to continue on those paths, or we'll get pulled to the side throughout life. Those paths are important. Remaining on the path that God created for us is important, but it's not over if we end up off the path. That's where grace and mercy and forgiveness come in. That's where we need to remember that we can go to the Lord and ask for forgiveness for getting off the path, for not following His will, but knowing that He forgives us. We need to remember that with others as well, so that we need to forgive them if they've wronged us, or we need to extend grace and mercy to them if they've made the wrong decisions and gone against the Lord's will in their lives. It isn't up to us to look at how they're living their lives. That's the Lord's job. We need to remember that God's grace and mercy and forgiveness is for everyone, and He extends it to everyone as long as they believe in Him and His Son. So my prayer for you is that you would continue to seek the Lord in whatever situation you are in your life right now, that He would guide and direct you no matter what difficulty you're in, that He would strengthen you for the decisions you have to make, that He would protect you and your family and your kids, and that you wouldn't be fearful of what other people think of you, but that you would look to the Lord and look for His direction for your life, because He's the only one that understands what's in the past and what's now and what's coming in the future. He's the only one that understands 100% where you've been, where you are now, and He's the only one that knows what's coming for you. So He's the only one that can give you the perfect direction for what steps you need to take next. No one can tell you exactly what to do because they can't see the future. If you take the time to seek the Lord and His will and ask Him what steps you need to take today to get ready for your tomorrow, He will direct you. You need to seek Him and not worry about what other people may think or what other people may say, because they aren't the Lord. They don't see the design of your path. They don't see what God has planned for your life in the future. Only He can. Trust Him, because in Him alone will you find direction that is perfect for you. Seek others. Seek other Christians that will pray for you, pray with you, walk your path alongside you. God will bring those people in your life that will be able to see you through these difficult times, whether it be today or past times that you need to work through. God will bring people into your life. If you ask Him, He will bring them. You don't have to walk this path alone. You don't have to be silent. You don't have to live in fear of what other people may think, because God loves you just as you are, mistakes and all. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you accept Jesus as your Savior. And once that's done, His mercy and grace is new every day. His love is everlasting. There is no height or depth that you can measure. His love is unconditional. Your choices, your mistakes, they don't matter. His love is perfect. He loves you with a perfect love that no one could ever duplicate, and no one can take it away. I pray that the Lord strengthens you for this moment that you're in, the moments that you have tomorrow. I pray that He comforts you for the moments in your past, that He helps you to let go of the painful moments in your past, that He prepares you for the moments in your future, that He strengthens you for them, and that He carries you when you're too weak to continue on yourself. My Being Real series will continue. This is the end of my Being Real series with my marriage relationship. Going forward, I will continue to be real every Monday, sharing different things that God is working on in me, sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it is my prayer that this series is encouraging to you, and that you know you're not alone in dealing with the difficulties in life, that you're not alone dealing with the past over and over again, but always looking to God for the grace and the mercy to make it through each new day. I'll see you next Monday for a brand new Being Real series.